Hello, my name is Rebecca Roudman, and I'm a cellist who has one foot in the classical world where I play in orchestras and one foot in the pop world where I play with my blues band, Dirty Cello. Recently, I had a fun, crazy, and unique experience where I got to take those two worlds and combine them in two brand new cello concertos. Please enjoy the short, self-produced mini documentary that I call A Tale of Two Concertos. So to start, I've been a classical cellist forever. I started out playing in school orchestras, youth orchestras like the San Francisco Youth Orchestra, music school, Cal State Hayward, and then the Santa Cruz Symphony, the San Francisco Women's Philharmonic, the Oakland Symphony, and the Santa Rosa Symphony. After a few years of playing in orchestras, I wanted to expand my musical adventures, and I started a cello-led blues and rock band. This band, Dirty Cello, has had a lot of success with hundreds of shows a year and 8 international tours. A few years ago, I thought, how amazing would it be to combine these two worlds, blues and classical, rock and symphonies? So we started a project called the Dirty Symphony, where we combined a rock band, a cello, and various symphony orchestras. After the success of this project, it was time to take this idea to the next level. Enlisting the aid of composer Jason Eckl, who is also the guitarist in Dirty Cello, we developed a concerto that spanned almost 100 years of the blues, but in a traditional fast, slow, fast classical concerto format. Check out a little bit of what it sounds like. That footage was from a really fun performance with a Northern California Youth Orchestra. Here's some from other orchestras, including ones in Hawaii, Texas, and all over California. These performances were amazingly fun and provided a cool and occasionally shocking contrast to the regular concert repertoire. Performances, I received an offer to go to Europe and perform the Blues Concerto in a couple concert halls in Europe. We had almost a year to prepare for this trip and I was very excited. But just a couple months before the tour, a big problem came up. I got a call where some of the organizers of the tour said that despite all of the months of planning, suddenly we wouldn't be able to perform due to the piece not being appropriate for the prestigious concert halls of Austria and Hungary where we were scheduled to perform. At issue was the drum set, the electric bass, the amplified guitar, and the singing. But hey, if there's one thing I learned from playing the blues is that sometimes you have to improvise. So with some quick planning, some very quick research and writing from Jason, and a very flexible band, a new concerto was born. The Klezmer Heritage Concerto. We tossed out the drums and changed to percussion, made the bass acoustic, took out the guitar amplification, kept the cello of course, and got rid of the singing. But what is a Klezmer Concerto? Klezmer music is a fun, energy-filled explosion of instrumental music originally from Eastern Europe, brought to America by Jewish immigrants starting around the late 19th century. Both Jason and I are Jewish, and this is our heritage, hence the Klezmer Heritage Concerto. This concerto went off great in Austria and Hungary, and the instrumental music lent itself to a concerto format with an orchestra. Wild cello lines, dolorous sonorities, features for sections of the orchestra, and a whole lot of fun. One of my favorite comments from an audience member in Hungary was, "I was just watching and now I'm out of breath." Some of the classical conventions broke down with the audience clapping along, dancing in their seats, and applauding between movements. I absolutely love performing the concerto. Thanks for joining my Tale of Two Concertos, and check out the links below to follow us on social media and to hear both concertos in their entirety. If you have any suggestions where we should perform these concertos, get in touch. Jason on guitar, Ben on drums, Colin on bass, and I'm on cello. What I am thinking about today is that I want to present this blues and cello concerto the very best way I can, and I want people to just fall in love with it. And I want to perform it all over the world.
Have a great time with Dirty Cello. It's so great to be taking them on tour with us to Europe.
We're going to play the Blues Cello Concerto. So excited.
It's really good to to put some blues in with the classical. Those sort of straddling genre stuff, the way Edgar Meyer does, the way Bela Fleck does, has always really appealed to me.
Extremely excited to play this music in those old style concert halls.
We're about to have a dress rehearsal for the Klezmer Heritage Concerto in the beautiful Mozarteum, a gorgeous concert hall dedicated to Mozart. Audience loved it. We had a fun time on stage.
We are at the one second, where are we?
Ceremonial Hall in Budapest.
Ceremonial Hall in Budapest at the Academy of Sciences.
Hear the resonance in the hall, and I feel good. Like, I had a great time up there. So we're here at the Sheraton Kona, and we're at the Luau site, and we're outdoors, and we are going to be performing tonight with a 40-person orchestra.
A little bit of the opposite of the situation we had in Europe. So we drove that here through about 15 ecosystems. Did we just get attacked by an ostrich?
Okay, we just finished our last performance on the Europe tour of the Klezmer Concerto. Give me 3 words that describe how the last performance went.
Last performance was exhilarating, touching, and meaningful.
Schnitzel. Beer.